move along now on Market Journal. It is time to get a check of weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist Eric Hunt. Eric, we've had some great weather when it comes to planting over the past week, but most people I've been visiting with are saying they need rain and need it pretty desperately at this point. Any chance of some falling over the next few days?
Thanks, Bryce. The short answer to that question is no, unless you live in portions of the Panhandle. Ridging will be dominant here across the north-central United States here for the weekend and the early portion of this next week. That's going to mean relatively sunny skies, warm temperatures, hot temperatures. I think we're going to probably have at least a chance of getting the 90s for everybody at least once or twice the next couple of days. And with the tighter pressure gradient across this portion of the country, we're going to see relatively breezy conditions. That also means relatively high fire danger levels will persist, particularly across portions of central and western Nebraska during the afternoon hours through Tuesday and probably into Wednesday. By Wednesday, we are looking at a trough moving into the western and north central United States. That does mean a chance of moisture for at least the western portion of the Panhandle, or at least western and northern portions of the Panhandle. WPC does show at least maybe a chance of getting a half inch of rain into the Panhandle portion of the Sandhills. With this trough down here in the southeast, I don't think we're necessarily going to have the moisture return. That's going to be optimal for getting good precipitation here across the Front Range and High Plains. So a little bit skeptical of some of these precipitation totals from WPC. Nevertheless, I do think we should see some precipitation in the Panhandle Tuesday night into Wednesday. There may also be a slight chance of some precipitation across the eastern portion of the state on Wednesday with a cold frontal passage, but I am not anticipating anything falling from the sky in the eastern two-thirds of the state for the next 7 days at this time. That will change maybe as we head toward this next weekend, so models are starting to coalesce around there being some troughing moving into the central U.S. as we head into the weekend. That will bring a chance of showers and storms for everybody in this region, particularly central and eastern Nebraska getting to western Iowa. There looks to be a pretty good chance of moisture as we head into Saturday and next Sunday into the week after next. And again, the CPC is relatively bullish on precipitation being above average through this period from May 15th to the 21st. I also think as we head toward the end of this period, we're going to see temperatures probably fall back to at least at or below seasonal levels for the majority of the state. Again, precipitation last week or so has been very sparse, almost non-existent here across eastern Nebraska. We did pick up some decent precipitation across portions of the Panhandle earlier in the week. Very spotty precipitation otherwise here across western Nebraska. We are starting to run some very significant precipitation deficits here, though, across a lot of central Nebraska. Some places up here have had almost no rain in the last 30 days. And starting to run some sneaky precipitation deficits down here in southeastern section of the state as well. Again, we've seen with the lack of precipitation, especially this time of year, we're starting to really accumulate those deficits. We did see a massive expansion of severe drought across south central and into portions of northeastern Nebraska, with the introduction of extreme drought here across Elgin and other parts of northeastern Nebraska. Rangelands are in very poor shape across pretty much the entire state. Soil moisture is almost non-existent here across a lot of western and central Nebraska. Still okay in pockets of the east, but certainly not great for this time of year. Soil temperatures right now are currently holding mostly in the 60s across the state. And this is the temperature precipitation roundup for the week ending May 3rd, 2025. Back to you, Bryce.